Good Monday morning. Hey, it's project time. You didn't think you would get away with getting through the Giver without a nice little project. So, you'll have class time to work on this, but I thought you might like a little time to think about it so it doesn't creep up on you. This will be submitted outside of Canvas in Google Slides or posters or videos, etc. Your grade will appear only in PowerSchool. The only reason it says 100 in Canvas so you know how many points it is worth. So you get to choose which one of these projects you want to do. And I see my face is in the way again. It seems to be common. But anyhow, I'm going to go through each one of these. This paper is in Canvas, but I just thought I would go through it with you and show you. The first one is a characterization. And so you pick a favorite character in the book, not Jonas. So we could pick the Giver. You could pick Asher. You could pick Gabe. You could pick Lily. You could pick Jonas's dad, Jonas's mom. So you're going to include what the character does, how he feels, what he says, how other characters see this person. You're going to use quotes from the book to support your characterization. And I put a website there that kind of shows you how to do a characterization that might get you started on that. The second one is a book critic. Write a book review of The Giver as if it were like a present news story. And the format for that is there's a website given there, how to critique a book. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What could the author have done better? What did the author do well? The third choice, now you only have to choose one of these. See that up there? Choose one, okay? So if you're choosing one, I want you to do a really good job on it. So you can create 10 vocabulary slides from the Giver vocabulary. Provide the term, definition, your own example sentence, not one you cut and pasted. I can tell, I know how you write, and a picture for each word. Do not use words you know, like don't make one of your words the, okay? I know you all know the. There are actually a list of vocabulary words at this website I gave you, and you can pick 10 from there. If it's a word you know, don't use it. Okay, fourth square over here. Write an argumentative essay about the advantages and or disadvantages of a utopian society. We started out in chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4, looking at this, what seemed like a perfect society. But chapter by chapter, we started getting, how do you make this utopia? And we saw their utopia fall apart. If you want to know how to write an argumentative essay or just have a little idea, there's a website there. It's a Schmoop, and they're kind of funny. Okay, you can go to producing a 3-minute film news report or interview about an incident in the story involving one or more characters. For instance, this is just in case at the ceremony of 12, we have just noticed that Jonas, number 19, has been skipped. We wonder what horrible crime he has committed to not be given his assignment. As we watch each one come up, we realize that Jonas is feeling worse and worse, and the crowd is getting more and more nervous. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, came the chief elder apologizing, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. Okay? And that's probably not a good one. There are just some good ones coming up at the end of the story, and I don't want to give you a spoiler alert. Okay. Write a letter to a character in the story telling how his or her life is like yours or how it is very different from yours. And this is a typed letter. If you want to do it in really nice handwriting on a piece of paper, but don't do it in 5 minutes in study hall and turn it in and think you're going to get your points. Some people do not like the way this story ended, and so they like to write chapter 24. How would you have ended the story? Maybe not how Lois Lowry did. So a lot of kids like to write the ending to the story. Another one, make a timeline, sequencing 10 important events that happened in the book. And I do have paper here. You can string papers together and make a long timeline. If you like to draw, if you like things, ducks in a row, this is something you can do. Sequence the story and illustrate at least 5 of them on your timeline. You might be able to find one online, but lots of times they don't give you very much room. So I would suggest doing this with paper and pencil. If you're doing this virtually, then just make it and you can send me pictures or stick it in the mail. You don't have to stick it in the mail. That's just... Okay. If you're 13 or older, or if your parents give you permission, you can watch the movie The Giver. And you can read this on your paper, but it says compare the 2 genres in a Venn diagram. So you make a big Venn diagram. If you're here, I have big paper. You can make that on. We'll use Abe Lincoln's hat, and you'll know what that means if you were here. Anyhow, you're going to watch the movie The Giver. Now, it used to be on Netflix, but it's not anymore, so you have to pay for it. So that's a decision you'll have to make with your family. And it is rated PG-13. If you've read chapter 20 or 21, I think it's 19. If you've read chapter 19, you know why this movie is PG-13. So anyhow, if that's a decision your family makes to buy that film, to watch it, then that's your decision, and then you can make the Venn diagram and write a paragraph about your findings of the movie compared to the book. Okay? Just to show you how to be graded. So very simply, if you're doing a written project like the letter or the characterization or any of those, it is a minimum of 250 words. Yeah, 250 pages. Not going to happen. 250 words. So you that's considered a page. If you go into Google after you're done, you can do a word count. I would say most of you, it's going to take more than 250 words by the time you use quotes from the book and stuff. So it needs to completely cover the topic with obvious references to the book. And then when I get this, I don't want any red or green lines. It's not Christmas. Show evidence of proofreading. You should have initials of one person who has read through your project and the project demonstrates thoughtfulness. So those are the 3 things that you're going to be graded on. And just if somebody else reads your paper, they can lots of times find mistakes you didn't. I don't care if it's Joe Schmo, just somebody else read the paper and make sure they read it. If you're doing one of the more hands-on projects, make sure that it creatively meets all the requirements of the assignment, completely covers the topic with obvious references to the book, and then show evidence of proofreading that have the initials of one person. It could be a parent, that's fine. They are people, in case you didn't know that, which I think you did. So anyhow, have the initials of one person who's read through your project, and your project should demonstrate thoughtfulness, that you've thought this through. You didn't just slap it together. Okay, so you will have to look at the schedule. You have at least 2 days of classes, so that's 2 hours right there to work on this. And I don't think you really want to start working on it until you're done with the book and make sure that you've considered all the possibilities. Like, you don't want to watch the movie before you're done with the book. You don't want to write chapter 24 until you're done with the book, because that would just be silly. But I thought some people just like to know what's happening, and so that's why I'm giving you this now so that you understand it. Okay? Questions? You may email me, or we can Zoom, or if you're in class, ask me. Have a good day.